Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chorizo Show. Back at it again with yet another book review. We're doing another short story collection. Now, I'm reading something on the side right now and it's kind of a monster, it's a big book, and I wanted a palate cleanser. I wanted to be able to pick something up in between that I didn't feel like was going to be such a daunting task. So, decided on this. It is awesome, 5 out of 5. I'll tell you about it here in a little bit. But I just wanted to let you guys know we're coming up on the end of the year here. And I wanted to thank everybody that has kind of been on this journey with me from the very beginning, this random hobby that I started in 2024. And it's December, it's closing out, and it has been a hell of a ride. We've had a blast bringing you fun conversations about books and movies that we like. And I think I can speak for Jeremy and Art and my brother when I say this, but we've had the funnest time doing all of this. So thanks all of you that have been kind of dipping in and out of the channel, checking out what we got here, making recommendations, liking, and all that stuff. Thank you guys so much. Now today we're talking about Brian Evanson's Song for the Unraveling of the World. Now this collection of short stories came out in 2019. It's a little bit more recent than some of the horror novels that we've done a little bit ago, the jumping around that we've been doing on that. Now, I mentioned on my Peter Straub a short story review, the one that I did, Houses Without Doors, whatever it was called, that it is really hard to make a rating of a short story collection because you're going to find with how that works is you're going to find stories that you really, really enjoyed and some that didn't really hit for you. This one, pretty much every story hit for me, and that is a rarity because I've been finding I'm getting a little bit more critical and more open to saying when I'm not enjoying something. You know, when I'm reading something and I'm like, man, there's just these characters kind of suck, or this plotting is just kind of all over the place, or the pacing is off. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Mr. Evanson really blew me away with this collection. I went ahead and you can see it kind of up here. I purchased some of his collection. It's really cool how this is all set up. But that's how much I really liked these short stories that I want to experience more of his stuff. I saw a quote online. I'm paraphrasing really bad right here, but basically it was like reading Brian Evenson is like discovering Chuck Palahniuk for the first time, and that hit home. That really hit home because I remember how interesting I found Chuck Palahniuk to be when I think the first one I read was Choke, and then I read Fight Club and all the other ones. And the writing style was so unique. The stories were really crazy and unusual, and they keep you guessing and they keep you wanting to see what's going to happen next. That is the exact feeling I had with this. It's bizarre, it's dark, it's not afraid to go places, it's extremely creative. The writing style is pretty, but it's very easy to read. So I really appreciated it. It was a good palate cleanser for me. What I'm normally into as far as horror story short stories, and this is on par with my favorite one, which is Clive Barker's Books of Blood. This is my absolute favorite short story, or short story collection, rather. Brian Evenson is up there on that level. It's incredible. So we're gonna get to this one at some point. I cannot wait to tell you guys about how freaking awesome Clive Barker is. But that's a story for another time, right? I haven't read a story or a collection of stories that really encapsulate what it feels to be paranoid. There is something about the way this gentleman writes that it isn't necessarily scaring you in a oh my god that's horrific way. It gets under your skin. Through every one of these stories there's something just a bit off. When I first started reading, I was like, okay, what's going on here? I had to go back and read a couple of times because I was unsure if I was like misunderstanding what was happening. Once I got over that hump of like, no, he's just gonna go there. He's just gonna tell you what's happening and then keep going. I had to kind of get used to that a little bit, but once I understood that that's what his writing style is, hey, yeah, it is just gonna be that weird, and you're just gonna have to go with it. Once I got used to that, I got sucked in, man. There's strange ideas here. They are page turners. I mean, paranoia is the game here, you guys. It starts off with a really unusual situation of a faceless woman that they're trying to keep locked in a cabin. Which is really weird. There's another story with a patient who sees a therapist, but then and is going through what's bothering them in their life, and then at night, this patient sees a doppelganger of their therapist, who is a more threatening version of them, and it keeps happening night after night, visit after visit. It is really freaky. There's a story of a man who, as the story unfolds, he cannot find his daughter. Through the unfolding of that story, you figure out what's going on there. And that one really had me on pins and needles. That was a really hard story to read because it just struck me as very realistic. And Evanson really got what it's like to be inside the mind of someone that's unhinged. There's a lot of strange stuff like this. There's a story of what I think they're either aliens or ghosts or just some other being. It's a family of these like ghosts. They discover trick or treating and they want to experience what trick or treating is. One of the family members, the ghost or whatever, goes out there and is trying to explain what it looks like when they see children trick or treating, and there's like, oh well, the adults stand at the sidewalk and the kids walk up to the front door, and they're trying to explain how odd that is to someone that doesn't know what trick or treating is. And it was really funny. It was really funny and creative and odd. And that's, I mean, it's not all horror and terror here. There's just some interesting concepts. There's strange science fiction stuff. There's like a brother and sister that live in like a space capsule type thing. It's really cool, man. So I'm going to read this quote here that Evanson put out. Writing horror is about tapping into something that resonates for you, something that makes you feel deeply that there is something wrong with the world, something that feels frightening or off. If you set out to scare a reader, you usually fail. If you set out to remember and convey what it was to be scared yourself, you just might get somewhere. And there it is. This gentleman really knows what it is to explain, like I said, being unhinged or being afraid or what that is. And it really hits. It did for me. Now I can see some people not really caring for this, but I think if you like horror and stuff, this is really going to work. So that's pretty much where we're at, you guys. This is going to be a short one. We're on to the next thing. I'm editing our Jurassic Park video, probably as this is coming out. So we'll have that one hopefully next. I think me and the guys want to get together and do a skit for the beginning of that video. So that's why it's not up yet, because we already have the actual episode ready. Let me apologize for the dog squeaking and making some noise over here. Check this one out. I'm probably going to knock out some more of the Evanson library. I'm definitely going to come back with some Clive Barker Books of Blood. We can talk about some of the cool stories in there. I think on that note, that's really where I'm at, you guys. Check it out if you get an opportunity. And if you have read any of Mr. Evanson's work, tell me about it, because I'm excited to dive into this. So on that note, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much again. We really appreciate you, and I should be back with some more stuff coming soon. So thanks again, you guys. Bye bye. So when I saw all the book covers for this, I realized they all had a similar art style, and then it dawned on me, oh, they look like they kind of fit. So I put them together, and it makes this really cool little drawing. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of a fun thing I wanted to show you guys.